All right, hello everybody. It's pumpkin carving time still. I know I've been doing most of my pumpkins with chainsaw carvings. Halloween time, you can carve whatever you want. It's all fantasy, dark, mystical, scary, spooky stuff. You can carve ghosts. I like to simplify it and carve pumpkins. Just basically the old school kind of triangle eyes, triangle nose pumpkins. So this is a piece of wood I got from the beach the other day. I think it's basswood or a young cottonwood tree or something like that. I did clean up the back a bit. I do. This will be a pumpkin tower, so I don't know how many pumpkins we can get in here. Like one, two, three, maybe four. I do suggest why I'm doing this. This is a good video. Anybody can do it. Anybody can do this, and it's fun to give to your grandkids or your kids, or give for gifts, or possibly even sell them. I suggest you find if this stick is a little bit bent, kind of rounded, I suggest you find a straight one. It's like a totem pole with pumpkins on it. I suggest that you clean up because we're going to be carving this whole piece. This is a driftwood I found on the beach of the ocean. So I suggest you clean up the whole outside of it before you start carving. You'll save yourself time in the like in if you don't clean it all up first, you're going to clean it up sometime, and it's just best to take the time to clean it up before you start drawing and carving everything in. So how about I get it all cleaned up? And what I'm going to be using, I'm going to show you guys different burrs that I'm going to be using on this video. This first one is the Kutzall. It's the Kutzall silver one, so the Kutzall original flame. Anybody wants to get these Kutzall burrs, just go to the description below. It'll take you to the Kutzall site. Use code CFusion, you save yourself 5%. So this is the silver one. This wood is a bit fuzzy, so I figured I'd use a silver one to well, make it less fuzzy. So how about I get this cleaned up off screen, and then we'll talk about where we're going to put our pumpkins, and we'll round each pumpkin off. Then we'll put put the pumpkin faces in. Oh boy. Okay, so I got all the wood cleaned up. So why I suggest clean up all the wood too is because sometimes you won't see little things like that in there. This crack. Sometimes you won't even see the cracks inside the wood. You know, you can just get a branch from your neighbor's yard, or even if you got a branch in your yard, you can do it. So, um, let's see here. So, how many pumpkins do we want to put on this piece? I just got like a carpenter's pencil here. So let's see. I think it's. I don't want mine to be all the same size. So there's one, two. So we'll make a bigger one on the bottom. So there's one here, one here. So we'll have four pumpkins. The stalk for the top pumpkin, we'll just drill a hole and put a little branch in there. We're going to do all the painting and everything on this video. So yeah, let's see here. One, two, three, four. Anyways, let's get a pen. So we'll make the bottom one kind of bigger than this one here. So they're all different kinds of sizes. So this is just common knowledge, I think. Just kind of go all the way around. I can never do them round so they match each side. Doesn't matter. This is just having fun. It's all having fun, I think. If you're not having fun, then why even bother doing it? I'm stuffed up today, so I apologize for that if I sound stuffed up. And I'm pretty sore from that fall that I took on the beach yesterday. This one's a little bit small, so let's kind of just get rid of this line here. And we'll put this here. Scratch that line out so you know you're not carving that one. Okay, got a message. Got to check the message. So what I'm going to do now is stand by. Okay, so here's my Dremel flex shaft. I'm running a Dremel 4000, and here's the silver burr, the silver flame burr. Yes, I'm using a foot pedal. It's not for speed control. It's just for on and off, so I don't have to keep on using my hand to turn my Dremel on and off. So all you beginning carvers, I do suggest you get yourself a foot pedal. You can just get a cheap one on Amazon. It will just say on foot pedal on and off. All right, so I'm just going to go like this, make these pumpkins kind of look round in there. So I'll carve all the way around here, carve all the way around here and here. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, ignite the fan. Yeah, this is pretty fuzzy wood for sure. Oh boy. So there's our 4 pumpkins. 1, 2, 3, 4. This reminds me of one of those things at Christmas time. You know, when you're younger, my grandma used to have them, and you pull the things, and there's a pop in there, and then you get a Christmas hat, a little toy or something inside there. So now what I got to do is round these edges off, so you get the looks like so it looks like there's round pumpkins in there. Don't forget you got to round the bottom one too. Okay, then round this one here. See, it's got this square edge. Okay, so you can kind of see 1 pumpkin, 2 pumpkins. I can cut deeper in there, but I think we'll wait for that to do that later. And I'll finish these other 2 ones off, and then I'll be back. All right, so here is the Pumpkin King just carved rod made me a few years ago, because I carved like 60 or 70 pumpkins with my chainsaw. Here's the Pumpkin King throne chair. And the king sitting on the throne chair. And here's a sign that Ben's Studio on the Lake made me a couple years ago too. Just a 2D sign. Happy Halloween with some nice tatas there. She's popping out of the pumpkin. Some bats. So that's that. And here is our pumpkin totem. I hollowed out the bottom a bit just to make it sit a bit flatter. And like I said at the beginning of this video, you might want to find a branch that's straight so it doesn't lean over. You can see this one's leaning, but it's okay. This leaning one's going to work out for this project. So now you want to decide where you want to carve your faces. So mine's leaning this way. So I want to carve them where it's leaning on the front. So right there will be our faces. All right. You can make the faces like not so center. Make them that way, this way, that way, this way. That makes sense to you? I'm just trying to give you guys ideas. That's all. So we'll get the camera in the overhead, and I don't know. I usually do my faces just like this one here, just carved rubs. I don't go crazy with the detail on the faces and stuff like that. So I'm going to just do my typical old school pumpkin faces. If you guys want to get different faces, just Google pumpkin carving outlines, and then you'll get lots of different faces in there. So many different type. I'm going to keep my kind of standard old school though, but just Google pumpkin carving outlines. Yep. So wherever you want it. I did sand a bit that bottom too. I should have sanded it all, but I says, now I'm filming, so I might as well. So they're all going to have triangle noses. So that one's there. We'll make this one over here a little bit. Then this one off to this side. I don't know. You don't have to stagger them if you don't want. And this one can just kind of go over here. And the eyes, do this one kind of like this. And then give this one triangle eyes. So lower it a bit. Um, what kind of eyes do I want to do this one? I guess we'll just give it triangle. Let's see. Give it triangle eyes too. And then this one we'll do these eyes. You can do whatever you want. Like I said, this is just real simple. I like the old school kind of basic stuff the best. And then the face. This guy will have like the cut marks there. This one you can do. Um, let's see. You can do like this. Then this one you can do straight across if we want like that. I might change that. This one, we'll just do the things like this too. So don't forget you have to make the round parts of the pumpkin too. So these lines, you got to do more carving. Unfortunate. So these, you know how the pumpkins have dent. I don't know what. I don't think there's. I call them pumpkin ass crack dents. That's what I call them. But they kind of, they kind of like round like this. So I offset all those too. And don't forget the top. You need to make it look like a jack-o'-lantern so you can take this piece off. So I won't film this, but I'll carve in there so it looks like you can pull this piece right off, and then put a light in these eyes. You guys can do it any way you want. So what I'm going to do first is get that same bit that I used. I'm going to cut in here. I'm going to round them off, all of them, and kind of round it off in here too, right? And then I'm going to show you what burr I'm going to use to outline to carve get the eyes out so you can get nice sharp cuts in these eyes. Oh, let me move my coffee out of the way here. So there's our pumpkin bum crack bumps, ass crack bumps. So now that to carve out these eyes and the nose and stuff like that, you don't have to carve them that deep, really. Really what I should have done is sanded this piece first, because how can I explain it? If this was sanded first, you don't have to worry about sanding it after, because if you sand too much after and you don't curve these eyes and the nose too deep enough, you might sand the cut lines right away and you might have to recarve them. But that's okay. So I suggest sanding it first before you carve the eyes and stuff like that. Now this is, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it on screen. This is a wall tile cutter bit. Okay, it comes from Amazon. What you get, like I think you get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 in a set. They're just like the metalworking bit sets. But if you Amazon, I don't know if these are in my Amazon store or not. They could be, but they're just wall tile cutter bits. Or also you can get bigger ones that are at like your Home Depot, that are right by the Dremel section. And it's what I started carving with, actually, is for the beard hairs, is I think they're the Roto Zip wall tile cutter bits. But these ones come like they're bigger, smaller, and bigger ones in here. So I got one right here. We'll try this. This one's pretty small. These do break easy if you push too hard, so you just basically have to let the bird do the work. But this will give you nice sharp edges, right? So we'll go along, do all the edges for this. It might be a little bit too thin for the mouth, but we'll do all. Then we'll get another burr, and then we'll hollow out inside this nose. So let's carry on. Let's turn the table on. Okay, so that's how you get a nice sharp edge for that. See that cut in there? Now let me choose it. Let me find another burr. Actually, I think you'll be able to get in there with this taper burr. Let me find a more aggressive one and to remove some wood inside there. Stand by. So here's the Kutzall silver taper burr. Now you can get in there and remove the wood. So yeah, when you do that first cut with that wall tile cutter, then you get your straight edges, right? You can touch it up later if you want. I think I'll do the mouth with this burr too. Let's try one of these eyes with this burr. Yeah, I think this works good for me because you can do the you can see how the corners of the eyes are rounded because this burr is not so small. I think I'll go along carving all the eyes and the mouth and stuff with this burr. Then I'll get my wall tile cutter and then I'll sharpen up these corners for the eyes. Does that make sense? So how about I get this done and I'll be back. See ya. Okay, so I got all the faces carved in. Um, I don't really care if the points of the eyes are that rounded. Here's the wall tile cutter again. Another thing that might work good too, I think maybe even better than this wall tile cutter, is one of these little 3 cutters. You know, they're on Amazon. You get sets of 5 of them for like $10. Let's see here. Yeah, I think I'm going to try this. Stand by. So here's a bigger one so you can see it. This is black because, well, I burnt it and I dipped it in oil to try and harden the steel. But you can see it's got 3 cutters. They're in sets like this. And I think you get 5 of them or something like that. So let's try this small one here. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. I'm going to sand it. Okay, so to make the points in the eyes and stuff, you could use any type of burr you want. Let's see here. Anything. with a pointy end. You got these little metalworking burrs here. You got this one with the point. So anything with a sharp point if you want to make everything sharper. Um, like I said, this is fuzzy wood, and if you look inside that eye, there's lots of fuzzy stuff in there. So I got these burrs. I've had this for a few years like this. This one has, they're flat. They're diamond burrs. See, the bottoms are flat. You can use something like that to get in there to get rid of those fuzzies. You could also use, actually they have little flat ones in the metalworking burrs. There's all sorts of different stuff you can use to get that, but you can burn it out. But let's see here. So yeah, these diamond burrs, you can see there, that one's pretty bumpy. They come in different grits too. So I think this one's 80 grit. So also, like, if you want a diamond burr that has a better grit, just Amazon diamond burrs 80 grit, and I believe they get down to 60 grit too. So it's just the diamonds are a bit rougher on there. So this one's, yeah, this one's okay. I'm just gonna put it inside the eye and do an undercut in here, and you'll see. So yeah, that's working pretty good to get rid of the fuzz. Let's see, where is it? There's one right here. This is a circle eye, and this one's the triangle. You can do an undercut too, so because you got this diamond burr has an edge, so you can push against the wall and then do a little undercut here. But we're going to paint all in there black, so. Okay, how about I get all these carve things in done with this, and then we'll talk about this flap sander that I'm going to use. Okay, so I got all that done. They're all smooth inside the eyes for the black paint. This, where's that sander thing? Right here. It's on my Dremel flex shaft, okay? When you use something like this, you need to turn your Dremel down because this is hard on your Dremel and you'll fry Dremels if you run at full speed. This is just emery cloth sandpaper on a sanding mandrel, right? Where's it, mandrel? You can get these in my Amazon store or on Amazon. Just type in mandrels, okay? So this is a screw here. And then I'm not too sure if Peter Blair still makes them or sells them anymore. We've kind of gone our own ways. I do support Pete's are good mandrels too, but these ones you get like 5 for $10 on Amazon. The best sandpaper that I like to use is this Klingspor. Actually, it's upside down. Klingspor. So here's a roll of it. This is 80 grit. Sorry for the mic. And here's one like this. So all you do is just, you can buy strips just like emery cloth. No, not emery cloth. What's the name of this friggin' backing? Oh boy, stand by. Yeah, it is emery cloth. It is emery sandpaper. It's the cloth back, right? So this, I don't like to use the big sand belts for smaller stuff like this because those big sander belts that you cut up into little pieces, they're a lot firmer than this stuff. This stuff's super soft. There is a box of sandpaper like this. It's not as good as this stuff, but you get like 6 different grits. And I'm not trying to sell you guys my Amazon store things, but if you want to easy to find it, it's there. It works pretty good, but like this stuff's the best stuff here. And I bought this in Canada at KMS Tools. These rolls, I think they're like $10, but with the price, probably by next year they'll be $20. Okay, so I'm gonna run. One thing about using this mandrel like this and running this, if you're sanding a piece and you're trying to get the grain nice and smooth, this really doesn't make the grain smooth like because in the grain of wood, you get harder parts of the grain and softer parts of the grain. So this will definitely give you bumps in your wood when you're trying to sand a smooth piece. Like for example, if I was wood carving a sign, pretend this was a big piece of wood and I carved some letters in there and I was trying to make the outside of the wood smooth, I wouldn't use this. I just use normal sandpaper and use my hand or a electric orbit sander. But I definitely wouldn't use this because you do get bumps in the wood using this one here. So anyways, I'll just show you a few seconds. This is basically the lazy man's way of sanding. Okay, so I'll get this all done and then I'll be back. Okay, so I got the sanding done pretty well, as good as I want to sand it. But if you look here inside of the eyes, there's some little fuzzy stuff stuck to the sides. So I got this little diamond burr. It's an aggressive one. And I'm just going to go along the sides and clean it up. Oops, got to turn my Dremel back up. So you can also, this one's got a sharp point and it's pretty aggressive, so you can also give it, let's give it a better point here at the nose. You hear it too. Okay, I'll get that done and we'll talk about painting. Okay, so here is the leaning pumpkin totem. Um, the pumpkins look like a 2-year-old carved them. Well, I draw and paint like a 2-year-old, so why can't I carve pumpkins like a 2-year-old? Anyways, now we got some black dollar store acrylic paint. Now we got to paint inside the pumpkin eyes, nose, and mouth. Yep. This is just dollar store decor black paint. I got a paper cup from the dollar store. I just cut off the bottom and do this. Pour it in here. Um, and I don't know what else to say besides painting in here. I should probably be more patient because the less that you get on the outside of the eyes, less sanding that you have to do after. So, like I said, don't be afraid to cut your eyes in deeper because the less patience you have at this painting, the more sanding you're going to have to keep on going lower, 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 right? Because, yeah, right now I'm kind of trying to be careful, but by the time I'm done painting all this black, you're going to see lots of it on the outside of the piece. And then you got inside the mouth here too. This is where I get impatient. So I'm going to do all this, then you got to sand it, then we'll paint it orange. Yep. Also, your little pumpkin bump crack lines, don't forget to put a little thing of black in here, then under here too, to separate the pumpkins. You could use a wood burner for this to separate them, but I'm lazy today. So there, you can just kind of dry brush. There's a pumpkin bump crack. I don't know what the name for those things are, so whatever. And when you get it like there, you can just sand that off, like carry on, carry on. Okay, so here you go. What kind of mess is that? So here's a perfect example is that I don't give a shit. Like I do not claim to be a professional artist or carver or anything. I'm just a big fat hack with a hole in his head having a good time. Yep, look at that. Now it's Sander. Oh yeah, here's a special shout out for my buddy Spike over there in Scotland. Hey Spike, you're going to get through all your stuff. I'm giving all my positive thoughts to you. Be strong and carry on, buddy. You'll get through it. I know you will. You're tough. Okay, so you can see I sanded the hard paint lines too, so well they're not so sharp. So here's some dollar store. Look at this, pure pumpkin. Yep, we got some dollar store pure pumpkin. Let's get her putting a little carving fusion cup paint. Uh-oh, we got some clumps there. Uh-oh. Gotta have fun when you're making silly things, don't you? Okay, so might as well use some of this paint up. Just I don't know what to say besides painting on the orange. Oops. 100%. This is a project that anybody can do. I just paint over the black too, like right here. We are gonna, after I'm done painting this and the paint dries, I'm gonna like say if you miss a spot inside the nose there, see right here, I'll just hit that with a brush, black brush later. This is just supposed to be fun. Oh, hope that doesn't leak inside there. There's some of that clump stuff. So how about I get this all painted, not waste your guys' time. You guys can see what's going on here. And I'll wait till the paint's dry. Yep, there it is. Okay, it is what it is. It is what it is. So it's everything's just too orange for me now. It's a good time to do a black wash. Now, just carve Rob puts the Mod Podge on it, lets the Mod Podge dry first, then does a black wash. I've done that too after his suggestion, but I think I've also given it a black wash when it was just the paint because this is just way too bright orange for me. It just looks, I don't know, whatever. And these definitely aren't the best. Well, actually, they are the best pumpkins I ever carved and I ever will carve. So here's some black acrylic paint mixed in water. I used warm water. It's been sitting there for a bit. It's mixed in there pretty good. So I'm going to give this whole piece a black wash. Before, if I wanted to do a black wash on it after the Mod Podge, it wouldn't be as black. Like it's going to be a lot blacker because I'm putting it on there before I put the Mod Podge on because well the black this is still rough and it's the it'll be harder to wipe off the black water wash the way it is like this with the paint and the Mod Podge will make it shiny and smooth for the love of. Okay, so this will also um well it's not all dry in there yet, but you'll see like where the paint didn't really stay black. It will also help with that. So let's just try on the back first a bit. And I got an old towel here. I'll brush it on quickly and wipe it off quick. Yeah, so that's good. Let's do that on the whole thing. But you got to be quick. You don't because like this can still suck in the paint, right? And well, I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. Like I say, as long as you're having a good time, nothing else should really matter. Okay, we'll get that out of the way. We'll wipe it off. It just makes it look like they're dirty old pumpkins. The more that you wipe it, the more that you get that orange to come back. All right, so how about I get this all? There's the difference from before to now. How about I get this all done and I'll be back. All right, so Mod Podge. Got it Mod Podge. Now we just let it dry. And I don't know. I'm thinking that I should carve a stand for it. Do you think it falls over too easy? Too tippy? I think it might need a base. Anyways, okay, so everything's dry now. I went and got a stick out of my stick pile, and I made a little thing stock for the top of it. When I had this green paint out, I said, well, you know, I don't know if I can save this pumpkin totem. I just didn't like the way it looked, so I hit it with some green on the eyes and stuff. Like it's an old rotting pumpkin. I don't know. I just don't know. Like that one's okay. This one is yeah, and this one is and this one is Like I said from the beginning, this is just having fun. Um, let's see. Let's put that stock in. It's dry now, so this kind of will go like this. Or no, hold on, like that. So here's the thing. Yeah, it's pretty stable. It's not that floppy. Here's the thing. Do I want to waste my time and carve a stand for this family of rotting pumpkins? Do I? Yeah, I guess so. But I'm not going to be able to do it today. It's going to have to be tomorrow. And we'll try and get a light in there too, so at nighttime the light can kind of shine up on these pumpkins. I might change my mind tomorrow and just call this video done. But there's a pumpkin totem. Anyways, okay, so it's now the next day. I went to the dollar store. I got some moss. I got the lights ready. I got a base ready. I hot glued the stock piece in top there, and I just painted the hot glue. Um, this is kind of how I roll. I'm not going to make the base today. I don't feel like doing it. This base that I got here is too big, and I don't want to waste it on this. This will be like a base for a mushroom for a Christmas theme because I got to make that Christmas theme challenge video. So, challenge for all you, everybody. So, I'm going to leave this video here. So, there's your silly pumpkin. Can you guys can see the green underneath their eyes there and stuff? Do your own thing. Just do what you do to make yourself happy. I'll finish this. I'll do like a pumpkin base video in a week or two whenever I kind of feel like it. I just don't feel like doing it today. I got this piece of wood from the beach too. Let's see here. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to make a wood spirit video. Because you know why? Because I don't care because I can. And that's how I kind of roll. I don't know what type of wood this is. Maybe it's Douglas fir. I don't think so. I think it actually might be some type of fruit wood. It's not cedar. I thought it was at the beach, but that's what I'm going to do today. I'm just going to have fun, mess around with the wood spirit, make a video. Everybody loves the wood spirit videos, and that's what I do. So we'll see you on the next one for the pumpkin totem thing. And also, don't forget, we got the group on Facebook, Carving Fusion World of Wood Carvers. They just had a challenge. Great job, admins, if I didn't already say that. But let's see your pumpkin totems. You could put some skulls in here. You can mix it up with skulls. Like I said, if I get a piece of wood, decent piece of wood, I'm going to do a big pumpkin with an owl sitting on top of it. You can give your pumpkin totem, like put a skull here or a bat. You can put some wings coming out here because totem poles have like eagle wings coming off them. So skulls, weird monsters. Halloween's a total fantasy thing, and kind of do what you want to do, right? I just chose the simple pumpkins because, well, that's what I did. I do what I do, and I did what I did. Anyways, see you on the Wood Spirit video.